to Helsinki. A few questions about the civil society today. What are the main challenges of the civil society today?
Well, there are many challenges. I think civil society faces many challenges. I suppose the biggest one is this whole idea now of a closing space. And it's a question now as well of, it's a challenge I think that comes from the success of civil society. That because civil society has been so successful in doing what it does best, which is whether it's accountability or service delivery, then governments have found themselves, have become very scared of the power, the moral power, the organizing power, or other kinds of role of civil society. So the main challenge is for governments to accept that civil society will play a role, that citizens organize themselves in different ways, and that democracy doesn't end when you vote for your representatives. It's not just the election. That between the election, there are other ways in which governments must be held accountable. And that is where civil society plays a role. So the biggest challenge, I think, is governments accepting that there's so much more that can be done. Governments can't do all the service delivery that they need to do, so they involve civil society. And that's where I think that's where the biggest challenge. So we're finding this closing space happening as governments get uncomfortable with the power of civil society. And governments get uncomfortable with the fact that civil society can organize people, bring them out in the streets, and indeed have, in fact, changed governments and brought down governments because people are angry. So I think that's where it comes out mostly.
Mm-hmm. And could you tell where are the hotspots at the moment?
The hotspots are everywhere. The entire world right now is scared of civil society. Mm-hmm. We know Spain has passed these laws where it's very difficult now to protest without getting fined by the government, simply because the government is scared of people coming out. We know that England, the UK, has passed these laws that make it hard for civil society to lobby governments. We know that Ethiopia doesn't like civil society being funded from outside because it doesn't want to be challenged. We know that protests that are being organized by civil society, people are being harassed. So from Latin America, North America, Europe, Africa, Asia, everywhere across the world. There's no one hotspot. And I think it's across the world. And I think Civica says there's at least 101 countries that have had real challenges against civil society. So it's not an ideological thing. It's not a global south versus global north. It's not a developing versus undeveloping. It's not democracy versus non-democracy. It's a real challenge where governments are scared because governments are not running government properly. I mean, the problem is that they're not ruling well. That's the simple answer. But they want to stay in power. They don't want to be challenged. So they're ruling badly, and they're ruling within a narrow spectrum, within a very narrow framework, but don't want to be challenged around that.
So what can we do about this, first of all, here in Finland?
I think Finland, first of all, I think one of the most important things is that, as this is happening, all these challenges are happening, the world needs beacons, needs hope, it needs examples where people are doing the right thing. Finland, for a very long time, has established itself as a country that does the right thing, whether it is in humanitarian work, development work, human rights, democracy. So maintaining those value systems is crucial. So Finland needs to be one of the first countries to keep expanding space, to give civil society space, and to give citizens space to protest, to challenge, to operate, to service delivery. I think it's the first point. I think the second part, I think, is Finland's role internationally. First, within the EU. Finland needs to be the voice of reason. Finland needs to be the voice that says, look guys, in Europe, we're having a crisis of refugees. How do we deal with it? All of us as Europe. Not just one country or two countries. All of us as Europe. How do we deal with it in a way that makes us retain our values, that doesn't dirtify us and our value system. Thirdly, at the international level again, the way Finland funds, I think it's important that Finland maintains significant funding for human rights democracy. Finland gives money for development, gives money for humanitarians, gives money for human rights. But if you look at the rates, the levels, human rights and democracy is always the lowest. It needs to come up a bit, even if they're reduced funds. I think that's one of the things. And secondly, more and more funding should go through civil society, to civil society on the ground. I think civil society in Finland is important, and as well civil society on the ground in different parts of the world is important. So if you're going to reduce funding for development assistance, reduce it for that money that goes to the UN, reduce it from that money that goes to governments, but keep civil society funding high. I think that's important.
Thank you so much. Thank you.